What's going on, guys? This is Makai. So we finally got the system requirements for Bleach Rebirth the Souls. I'm going to be going over all this information, so make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe. I'm Makai saying what yo, and let's hop into this video. The system specs for the game have been revealed. We have the PS4, PS5, Xbox Series X and S in Steam versions. Specifically for Steam, you're going to need the following specs to even run the game. In performance mode, 30 frames per second, you need a Ryzen 3 3100 or a Core i3 8100, 8 gigs of RAM. GPU could be a Radeon RX 590, Intel Arc A580, or a GTX 980. Storage, you need 75 gigs of space or more for the Steam version. Then for the 60 frames per second for performance mode, the CPU bumps up to a Ryzen 5 3600 or a Core i7 9700K. 16 gigs of RAM is now required for the GPU, Radeon 7 or a RTX 2070, and you still need 75 gigs of space. And then for the 60 frames per second recommended environment, this is called balance mode. You need a Ryzen 7 5800X or a Core i7 12700KF. You need 16 gigs of RAM. The graphics card is either a Radeon RX 6700 XT or a RTX 2080. You need a SSD with 75 gigs of space or more. And just because I didn't say it, the game needs to run on Windows 10 or 11. Now, there is an additional game mode setting called Quality, Picture Quality Priority Mode, 60 frames per second. This will require a Ryzen 7 7700X or a i7 12700KF. GPU, either a Radeon RX 7800 XT or a RTX 3070 Ti. If you have specs that are comparable to these or are superior, then you don't have to worry about running the game. You'll be fine. The Steam version of the game runs at a maximum of 2160p or simply 4K. Its frame rate is going to be up to 60 frames per second. Hopefully we can unlock that. PS5 has a max resolution of 1080p. Don't know if that's going to be changeable. PS4, same 1080p, and the Series X and S 1080p. For frame rate, PS5 runs at 60, PS4 runs at 30, Xbox Series X and S runs at 60. For all versions of the game, you can play up to 2 players online, then up to 1 player in story and 2 for offline battles. Online features, you have to pay for them for the PS5, PS4, and Xbox Series X and S. Then that marks it. However, the most important thing that is being noted here is that the PS5 and PS4 will share an online. It states with cross-platform compatibility. The PS5 and PS4 only support online battles between hardware and hardware. Essentially, what this means is that for anybody who's getting a PS5, you'll still be able to play with the most active fan base, which will be the PS4. What might be troubling is that since the PS4 version of the game runs at 30 frames per second, you may not be able to play 60 frames per second on your system, similar to Demon Slayer's situation. Regardless, for anybody who's been wondering about crossplay and stuff, yes, PS5, PS4 can play together, but they can't play with Xbox Series X and S or Steam. But again, they will be the most played systems, so get a PS5. That's going to mark up the end of the required specs and information pertaining to the different versions of the game. If you did enjoy this video, make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe. I'm Makai saying what yo, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.